Do you guys remember the 2000s?
We're hearing today about a 27% drop in the number of homes sold last month.
Nope, not that.
Fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq.
Oh, not that either.
My name is Shane, and my mom is addicted to trying to be black.
Oh dear God, no! Ah, there we go. In the context of gaming specifically, the 2000s was a magical time. Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter. It was a time when game studios gave a bunch of nerds a ton of money and said, ah heck, do what you want! And it worked. We saw an era of funded creativity and leniency that just isn't around today. And as a result, we saw a boom in amazing games. And many not so amazing ones, but hey, I'm fine with that as long as creativity can flourish. We saw an era of 3D platformers, and then on top of that we saw games building on the combat element of them specifically. God of War, Devil May Cry, games that took the layout of a 3D platformer and then added something new to a certain mechanic to bring in a new appeal, action and combat. Unfortunately, as more franchises became successful, companies got a mark on what they thought would work, creating a box for games to conform to. We saw this in the late 2000s and early 2010s with the endless stream of chest-high wall shooters, and we're seeing it now with constant live service games that dragged corpses of their IPs by the fucking hair. And if not those, we see a ton of open world games today with nothing really in them. The newest title that's an example of this would be Forspoken. It's an excellent example because you can see what feels like a checklist that a committee went through in order to make an open world game, and as a result it feels lifeless and uncreative. Even modern installments of old classics like God of War are going for a more cinematic and over-the-shoulder kind of action and moving away from their wacky, fast-paced beat-em-up roots. Not that I dislike the new God of War games, I think they're great. But they are certainly focused on blurring the lines between game and movie rather than pushing gaming forward as a medium on its own. But honestly, I think that's a topic for another video. I was beginning to think that unless Devil May Cry got another sequel, there would never be anything else that made me feel as I did playing those games in the 2000s. Good art direction, fast-paced action, and something new to add to the formula. That is when Hi-Fi Rush manifested itself into existence. Seriously, this game was announced and released on pretty much the same day, and it was published by Bethesda? What is this game? Where did it come from? And why does it feel like it was made just for me? So yeah, I'm sure you can already tell, this isn't going to be a review or anything like that. This is more of a love letter, a thank you. When I found out about this game, I immediately started gushing to my friend Liam about it, and Liam, being someone who has heard me bitch and moan over all the stuff I mentioned earlier in this video, instantly bought it for me with money he made selling a CSGO skin because he's awesome. Fun little tidbit for you, he also made the thumbnail for this video. Love you, Liam. And so I played this game, and I played it, and I played it until I beat the game the next day, and I need to emphasize something. This game is fucking perfect! So I'm going to go over all the things I love about this game, and you are going to sit there and what? Please do that, I really hope I can entertain you, and I really want this YouTube gig to work out, I'm starving. So let's finally start with the game's main appeal, the combat. You know how in DMC5 the music gets louder and more focused as you go up in style ranking, then when you get an S, the lyrics come in? Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush builds on that specifically. Everything in this game is in rhythm, from the level design to the attacks of you and your enemies. Your combat doesn't just build the music up, your strikes, dodges and parries add to the music, allowing the player to basically add their own melody to the already existing soundtrack, and how cool is that? When you dodge, you can do so in rhythm to get more dodges by giving a tss 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 that you can memorize and use in later levels. Mini bosses will drag you into a parry event, which is basically a memory rhythm game. And it's all fast-paced. Combos and special moves also have their own rhythm, which makes them easier to memorize. Really want a lock-on feature though, as I feel that would stop me fumbling, and color-coded enemies that can only take damage from one certain thing is a trope I hate in action games, and it really sticks out here as it interrupts the course of the rhythm that the rest of the combat is built around. But the rest is so fun that I honestly don't care. These are little improvements I would want to see in a sequel, which I would love to see because I also love the story follows a young man called Chai, who goes into something called the Armstrong Project in order to get a cool new metal arm in hopes of being a rock star. His iPod gets mixed up in there and now he has music powers. That's right, seriously. No overcomplicated pseudoscience, no references to theoretical biology, no use of the word quantum. It's a machine that makes cyborgs and a music device got mixed in. Hence, music powers. It's so simple, it's charming. Unfortunately, Chai getting this little unintended upgrade makes him a defect in the company's eyes, so everyone tries to kill him. Eventually, he meets a sassy badass tech geek called Peppermint, who also has beef with the company, and chaos ensues as they fight against the corporations with the power of music. God damn, if that doesn't sound so 90s and 2000s. I won't go too deep into the story past that for the sake of spoilers, but let's go through the characters. Chai is a cocky charmer with no intelligence to speak of. He wings everything he does, and luck always seems to work out for him. Or so it seems at first glance. As the game goes on, you can see that Chai's optimism holds out even in the face of true actual adversity. Hell, his arm was literally made to pick up trash, and he's turned it into this, which shows he really does make the best of a bad situation, which is refreshing in an age of edgy anti-heroes. He is also voiced by Robbie Daemon, who I loved in Critical Role and plays one of my favourite characters in Cyberpunk. Still waiting on the return of Dorian Storm, by the way, Robbie, if you are watching this. Somehow. Peppermint is a perfect foil to Chai. She is definitely the brains behind the operation, and her ability to adapt her smarts to work with Chai's luck is honestly awesome. She can also jump in with pistols and rocket launchers to aid and assist Chai, and she gives a canonical reason for why she and other companions can do this, but won't necessarily be around for the rest of the level. I can't go too deep into her without spoilers, but all you need to know is she is sassy, she is cool, and while she may look like a Twitter user, I promise she is likable. She's voiced by Erica Limbeck, who most of you would know as Luna from Hell of a Boss.
Oh, sit on a dick, Moxie.
Macaron is a gentle giant with a heart of gold who suffers from anxiety and doesn't like violence, but has no problem removing walls from your path. Honestly, every time he calls me little guy, I genuinely feel like I have been hugged by my father. I don't have a father. His presence is calming and reassuring, and I always kind of want to help him out whenever he's on screen. He's voiced by Gabe Kunda, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who is mostly known for his role in Apex Legends as Newcastle.
Big shield, bigger heart. Let's do this.
Cinnamon is a psych robot who draws expressions on his face. He makes a fun addition to the crew with various quips and observations. His name stands for Consciousness Review Allocation Personnel. Yeah, he asks you not to think about it. He is voiced by Sunil Malhotra, who I definitely recognize as Gilmore from Legends of Vox Machina. Love you, dude.
You have entered a realm of mystery, of magic, of marvel. Welcome to Gilmore's Glorious Goods!
So next up is the bosses, and I'm gonna hi-fi rush through these guys as not to give too much away about the game itself. So in no particular order, here they are. We have Trump, but actually kinda cool. Big wrestler muscle mommy. A literal walking, talking JoJo reference. My first heart-fluttering video game crush in a really long time, actually. Oh my god, you guys, she's so fucking perfect. Ah! Straight out of the Hunger Games. And a furry. All of these bosses have their own charm, and none of them feel like repeats, mechanically or narratively. Have I mentioned I love this game? In conclusion, this game is amazing. I'm not going too much into detail, as I really recommend you play this one yourself. Give them your money, because ideas like this need to prosper. This game has given me hope that the gaming industry, an industry that I love deeply, isn't just a corporate corpseified shell of its former self. That somewhere out there are devs just like me who are tired of the products we keep getting given and wanted to actually make some damn art. I haven't even gotten into the soundtrack, but if you aren't on streamer mode, watch out for some classics in there. I'm just gonna say, Invaders Must Die by Prodigy will never fail to make a level in a video game feel fucking amazing. Honestly, I'm just so happy this game exists and desperately hope to see more like it. Great job, guys. Outro time. Hey folks, I hope you liked my first video. This channel is going to be something where I just kind of talk about media I like, games, movies, anime, music, you name it. Comment and tell me what you think. Even if you're a dick, I still get boosted in the algorithm, so curses. Leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff from me. I made this channel on a whim, and I really want to see where it goes. I would love to do this full time someday, but let's see. Hope you have a good day, and may life reward you for all your hard work. Later.